Should we go into a bit of controversy today? Why not? Hi everyone, and welcome to a new video. Is there such thing as looking good on a bike? Let's analyze what currently can be considered a good look versus more of an outdated setup. Before you jump on the dislike button and unsubscribe, yes, let's start with a bit of a disclaimer. Of course you can wear what you want, ride what you want, and as long as you cycle, yes, I'm happy. But it's inevitable to notice that, yes, fashion trends change, and I like to observe how these things move, where I'm the only judge, of course. I come from Rome, and yes, as a consequence, that makes me Italian. As a country, we are, yes, very into looking good for every activity we do. Going for a walk, putting the bins out, doing sports. So for us, yes, the activity itself implies looking good doing it. So it's almost natural for me having an attitude towards on the bike as well, try to look good as much as I can. And I want to start with what I think is the most important aspect, is of course how you ride the bike. So your posture, your stance, and your physical expression, they all convey to either a stressful picture that you portray or a relaxed image where you seems to be in control and within your limit, your physical abilities. Trying to look effortless even when I'm trying to go for a PP, I think is one of the greatest achievements. One of the greatest guitarists saying, yes, even when you are really struggling on a solo, try to look relaxed. It's more or less the same mindset. And the whole body attitude will of course follow. If your bike fit is on point, you look really better on the bike, your elbows straight and not flaring out. Same for your knees, not only for the efficiency of your pedal stroke, but the bike fit will also make yourself look good, which is, yeah, a double plus. So yes, by all means, first of all, fit yourself on the bike. That's the first step anyway. Secondly, of course, we have the kit we wear. Inevitably, fashion has changed a lot in the last few years, and starting from the helmet, I do agree of course with the rules section where they say you have to ride a road helmet on a road bike, without doubt. But at the same time, there are road helmets that are better than others. Nowadays all the aero helmets seems to be in fashion, not the TT ones of course, that would be trying too hard. If you still have a cat-like helmet, I know that it's going to work really well, but it might look outdated and you don't see them anymore. But still, if you're riding the right helmet, guys, I don't want to see them slouch back on your head. Has to be properly fitted. And the straps, now I don't want to see any dangling straps, anything like that. Straps need to be close to your head to get the most aero benefit. Glass arms outside the straps, that's pretty much a given. Very small glasses tend not to be in fashion unless you're Geraint Thomas. I don't particularly like huge glasses either, but yeah, the small ones are really not great. What will make a big difference, positive or negative, in the good looks department depends of course on what you wear. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to buy expensive clothes. Unfortunately, yes, most of the big brands offer really nice kit, but at extortionate prices. So if I want to, of course, insert a shameless plug with my Sirocco discount, you can get good kit at a very, very reasonable price. So by all means, you can use my code and the prices will be slashed by a further 10%. But yes, because we are talking about road bikes, the first mandatory fit recommendation is of course on wearing tight clothes. Because of the performance element, Baggy clothes, yes, not advice on the road bike, don't look good, and they kind of feel out of place. So a good fit is paramount. Gone are the days of long tails on the jerseys, baggy pockets, you know, carrying the kitchen sink, having these overly inflated pockets, and yes, it's not a good look. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. At the same time, you might need to dislocate your shoulder to get something off your pocket, but yes, a bit of a contortionism is needed nowadays. Men's bib shorts tend to be all long now. You don't see anyone wearing short shorts. It would be too easy to mention short socks, ankle socks, high socks. They're all banned, as you know. So the only length that you can have for road bikes is yeah, middle of the calf, as per the UCI rules. It is what it is. I only match the socks with the shoes, yes. White shoes, which is kind of the mandatory shoe to have, and white socks, always matching, and at the same time a white helmet. Black socks and white shoes can work, but I never do black shoes and white socks. Yes, I don't like the 1970s footballer look, so to me it's a no-no. Yes, I don't do any color socks, any, you know, fancy ones, not for me. Same for any other different color of shoes. Yes, either black or white, and that's the way it is for me. I'm wearing today, as you can see, the classic London attire, the starting combination where everything else can move around. If you want to introduce colors, for example bibs, quite fashionable option now. I love my colored bibs, and when I use different colored bibs, all the rest is kind of either black or white. The bibs in this case form the element that is drawing the most attention, and I don't want to mix and match colors unless, I don't know, a grey bib with something that can work together, forming a good match, but without being too matchy-matchy. As you know, we in Italy like to carefully match everything we wear, but in a way that is not too obvious. It's called sprezzatura, kind of having an approach where, yeah, it doesn't feel constructed. Similarly, if I were going to use a color jersey, the rest of the kit is more or less muted to give prevalence to the color jersey to stand out against the rest of the attire. Really bold colors for the jersey, like yellow, could work really well with black helmet, black shoes and black socks to give a strong color, the standout part that it deserves. Of course, I love my red Evade, but yes, it's a little bit more difficult to match the red color with the rest of the kit. So the rest of the kit is usually muted when I wear my red Evade. When it gets cold, of course, I go long sleeve first, then I cover my legs. I can see the socks over the bib tights. It's becoming the norm. I don't mind, so I do both. But yeah, lately, yeah, the socks over seems to be the way to go. And yes, I have to admit, I'm so vain that I always shave my legs. Yes, at my tender age. Yeah, very ridiculous, but it is what it is. Of course, we need to talk about the bike. I like black bikes because they are lighter. I had the silver one and white and red, but yes, maybe bright colored bikes could clash with your kit. I would not really go for a particular color that would be difficult to mix and match with the stuff I'm wearing. I know how silly I might sound in saying that. But more important are the technical choices that you make. So even though, yes, there's a price to pay for them, but the current fashion, have to say, seems to revolve around performance carbon bikes. Almost inevitably you will have profile wheels, at least 40-50 mil. You don't see those shallow aluminium wheels anymore, and I have to say they look dated even for an old bike user like me. Now this is my channel and my rules, so I can still declare that a performance rim brake bike is still in fashion even with the cables exposed. Yes, a lot of riders will disagree. It seems that integrated handlebars with hidden cables are mandatory, and disc brakes. So yes, in this I'm slightly different from the others. I think they look really cool. For me are the big ring. I love the 54, how it looks like. Yes, I will not really like a bike with a 50 outside ring. It will look really small to me. I don't mind the saddlebag because it's very convenient, so to avoid overloading the pockets in your jersey. So yes, saddlebag, thumbs up. There you have it, guys, my ground rules for looking good. You don't really need expensive aero bike and expensive kit, because at the end of the day your posture, how you ride, it will be definitely make a big impact above all the other things. Feel free of course to disagree as usual. Let me know in the comments. I'll try to respond to every one of you. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you to the next video. Ciao.